Hey guys, just want to do a quick video on starting the soundboard and getting that all set up and ready to go for a show. So first step is you actually want to turn the system on, and to do that we need to go into the green room to the board here, breaker panel, and you'll want to turn on number 24 and number 38. That's both of the booth power options. So we'll flip those on and then head back into the booth. All right, so the next step in turning the soundboard on is by pushing this green flashing button in the corner. And the soundboard will start its boot up process. All right, now once you have turned the soundboard on, this is the screen it will boot onto. So you want to tap the security button, use this scroll wheel. Yep, that one right there. Use this scroll wheel and go down to house, where it says user select show house. Push enter, and then the password is amps, A-M-P-S. This touch screen is not the best. And you're loaded into the system. Now, the password is amps so that you remember to turn them on. They are right here. And you just flip the switch here and here. That's all you gotta do. Nice and simple. So when they're on, this power button will be lit and this power button will be lit. You don't need to adjust any of those settings. The next thing you'll do is you'll go back to that touchscreen and load the show. Today we're going to load the show you'd be loading for an OPA player show, or a show with just music and mics. So you click the show button on the top left, click load. It'll load up to this where it says MMC, that's the internal memory on the system. Scroll down to OPA default, and then load the OPA 1 show file. In the future there might be a OPA 1.1 or 1.8 or 2.4 or whatever. You'll want to load the most recent number. So after that, you have loaded the show. The next thing we want to do after that is click the menu button over there on the right. This one. So if we click show, it's this menu button right here to go back to the main menu. Next, we want to get the microphones ready. So to do that, we'll hop down and grab one of the wireless mics. So all of our handheld wireless mics are stored here. It's these 4 microphones. They're stored in order, or they should be in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, on the inputs on the board. Today we're just going to use one, for example, but all 4 of them are the same. They're also all color-coded so you can tell what they are from the stage. So you don't have to take your microphones with you, but you will need to go into the box office to grab some batteries for your mic. Right, we will take them back into the other room to put them in the mic. All right, so to put them in the mic, you just spin this part here. And then this one specifically, it's the negative side first. So you put 2 AA's in it. Negative side first. And then put this back on. Now this one's already on. You can see the numbers here on the information, but if it's not, all you have to do is push this power button and it will turn back on. Sometimes they're a little finicky, but there you go. All right, next step is getting the music ready. So to do that, you'll want to log on to the Mac here and get whatever music ready that you're going to use. Or if you're using your phone, just plug into this 3.5mm jack that is up here. It's usually plugged into the Mac. If it's not, it's just going to be up here on the desk. And that's the extent of getting your music ready. So to play music, you just play your selected music, and then over here on the soundboard, go to channels 5 and 6. It says 5 and 6 down here at the bottom. If they're not on, like that, make sure they're on, and then push the fader up. And now you have music. Simple as that. The same for the mics. To use the mics, you make sure whichever one that you want to use is on, and then you push the fader up, and you will have the mic, and it will work. You should be seeing a green indicator here that's telling you you're getting signal. If you push this one up, but you're getting a green indicator on one of the other channels, that just means you have the wrong channel up. All of the microphones are labeled in the computer on the soundboard. So if you click this select button, that'll help you tell you more information about the channel. So if we go on over, back on over to the screen, if you click this inputs button, you see where this one says input name blue up there. I think you might be able to see it. If I scroll down, you can. There you go. Input name is blue, so that tells you that that one is the blue mic. And then right down here, it's patching, input patch, mic 9. All that tells you is that the microphone is plugged into mic input 9 on the back of the board. So to run a show with just music and mics, all you need to do is have your music up, and then set the microphones to a level using the fader here to where you can hear both the music and the microphones. That is totally subjective. Use your ears. That's about it. Some quick definitions that might help. Gain are all these knobs here. As long as this gain switch, there are 3 switches here. One says gain, one says FILT, and the other one says pan. I don't actually remember what that middle button does, but it's not super important. So you have gain and pan. As long as you have gain clicked, which it's by default selected to gain, all of these knobs are gain, which adjusts the sensitivity and loudness of the input. So whatever you have input into the channel, it'll change that. So if I go over here to my music channel that's still playing, so you see I have the fader down pretty low. So this is loud, and drop it down. But if I go and spin the gain knob, it also makes it louder. Normally you would set the gain knob at a comfortable volume for when the fader is up at the 5 level, and then just use this during the show to adjust the volume. You would really only turn the gain up is if you're running your whole show all the way at the top here, where in the +5 between 0 and 10 at the top, or if you would turn it down if you're running your whole show below 15, so 15 and down on the scale here. So the next definition is fader. That's these things right here. So this just adjusts the volume of that specific channel. The next one is a mix, which is a group of channels. It can act as a separate output, like sending a mix to the green room, or a group in the main mix. Compressor is an effect that reduces the difference between the loudest and quietest parts of the sound. And phantom power provides 48 volts to mics that need power. In our case, it's the mics that hang over the stage, and phantom power is right here. So it's this button right up here that says 48 volts. So you would click that to send 48 volts through, it sends it through the mic cable plugged into the back of the soundboard to the microphone. You shouldn't ever need to mess with that. That should always be on for mics that need it. So that's how to run a show. When you have the select button selected, everything that you see up here in this panel is for that channel only. Our outputs are over here on the right. This one goes to the main speakers, and this goes to the fill speakers, which you'll see in a minute. Now to turn the system off, it's a very similar procedure, but in reverse. So first, we will turn off our amps, and then go over here and push and hold for 3 seconds. It'll be flashing yellow, and then you hit the off button, and last but not least, you go back into the green room and turn off the breakers that you turned on, turn all this on. So in the theater, we have 4 speakers. We have the 2 main speakers. One of them is right there, and then the other is right there. In relation to the room, they're kind of mid-ish over this middle section. The other 2 that we have are these fills right here over the VOM. There's one, and there's the other. They point towards the audience at the front of the house. We have 7 hanging microphones. Try and get a good shot. There is one of them. And there are 7 throughout the theater. There's 1 here. There's 2 in line here. There's another one here. There's 2 more back here. And then there's 1 here behind the curtain. And that should be all you need to know to run a show with just mics and audio.